Feeling groovy.
Why is the mic gonna poke me like that?
Feeling groovy.
Hello,
lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Feeling groovy. It's a very repetitive song, isn't it?
Feeling groovy.
It's like they're testing your endurance. Can you take
I like
it?
that I'm the one that can't really sing. It's like, well, all right, I'm just gonna go with it. All right. Oh, your
Hello,
mom's
everybody.
here.
My mom and my dad.
Good job.
My mom and my dad. Hello to you both.
I'm gonna scoot
I'm
back.
so excited that you guys are here.
What's that plugged into?
That is the.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
That's gonna.
My.
Oh, jeez.
It's my headphones.
Oh my god. It's like we're doing yoga in here.
You know,
God.
you guys, honestly.
We have the show in the smallest room in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
So here's the thing.
All right.
Here's the thing. We prepare for this show. I promise you that we do. We have actual meetings for this show for you because we care. And we actually made dinner on time tonight. I made chicken parm. It was fucking tasty.
It was good.
Yeah, it was. It was like cheesy and salty and everything that I wanted and was craving all week. And then we're like, okay,
cheese noodles. That can't be bad for you, right?
And I'm like, yeah, we've got time to get everything together. And I'm like, I got the checklist. Yes. For those of you who said, check the checklist. I did. I went down everything. And something was left over. I forgot my headphones. So,
Bob West says Zuckerberg says, say something so Lori knows you're here. Well, hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
I know you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, I at the last minute, I was like, I had like a, like, this is so fascinating. I know, I'm fascinating. I was like, oh, we're doing like a music episode, so I'm going to try to do Big Rock hair. And Big Rock hair for me is it's a lot of hair.
She has a lot of hair.
Yeah,
as you can see.
I tried to expand it, and then I looked like the woman from the electric company when we were kids, and it was no good. So.
Hey, you guys.
It was,
as we are wont to say on the show.
I tried to scale it back.
Was that that was Rita Moreno? So many people got their start on that show. Rita Moreno got her start on Electric Company. Who am I thinking of? Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman got his start on Electric Company.
That's right. So many good people.
So many good people. So welcome to the broadcast tonight. We are so glad that you guys are here. We have quite the show planned for you. I think
Facebook wants us to tell you to start your watch party.
Oh, right.
If you are so inclined.
If you are so inclined and you would like to share our show, because really the only way that you can catch a show live is the way that you're doing it right now. And so if you care to share the love, click the share party.
And your friends don't know me.
Now.
Or maybe they do, or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Facebook told us to say that.
Did they?
Well, along with them telling Bob to say something so that I know they're here.
Oh, wow.
You're just kind of like playing over me? Oh my God. Is it like that?
I'm afraid it's going to be like this tonight, you guys. So now, again, we have prepared quite the show for you. And this is one of those high concept shows that is either going to be chef's kiss or it's going to go off the fucking rails.
Or it's going to go off the rails, like in a big way. It's okay. You'll be here with us.
You will be here with us, and that is really all that matters. We love you all. I see that our guest, Kevin Estrada, our guest on a stick, is on board. So with that, let's
all right, here we
go. Okay, here we go. Professional show business. Here we go.
It's The Only Show with Stefan and Lori. And now, here are your hosts, Stefan and Lori.
With special guest, rock photographer Kevin Estrada. He's so awesome.
I really like the intro.
Yeah.
Especially with the added the button so that people know it's you doing that
exactly,
voice.
Yeah.
That's him doing that voice.
That's me doing the voice. So everybody, welcome, coast to coast to The Only Show, Friday, April 3rd. We are the only show that is on during the coronavirus pandemic. You are stuck with us. We are stuck with you. And honestly, we couldn't be happier that you've chosen to spend your Friday with us. We are so grateful. We will start, as we always do, with retractions. I regret in advance having downloaded a sound effects pad for Lori.
You guys! Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, this is going to be so good.
Yeah.
And then...
We're just getting warmed up.
And then...
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can they hear it?
I assume you guys can hear it.
Yeah. I've got a drum roll. That goes on forever.
No.
I've got a... Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, that's going to come in real handy.
Why did you give this to me?
I regret the error.
Yeah. You regret it.
You also
Carrie says no.
No.
Oh, she can't hear it.
You can't hear it? Well,
So
you know what?
okay.
You're just going to have to deal with it tonight. Maybe when you do it, how about this? Can you hear that?
Well, that looks bad, though. That looks really bad.
I got to hook up speaking. Look, we are a lo-fi operation. Consider us the guided by voices of talk shows. we are basically recording to a 4-track
We're MacGyvering a show
We are
together
MacGyvering a show together for y'all.
That's it.
Okay, you also had a regret.
Oh, yeah. We got to the end of the Jingle show, and a couple of people had requested the Almond Joy song, and we never played that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Here it goes.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't, because sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Okay, I'm a grammarian. I come by this honestly. My grandmother taught me grammar with an iron fist. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, so the jingle goes, Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Now, Mounds is a singular object, right? Single candy bar. So I'm going to say that it should be Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds does not. Mounds doesn't. And I know it doesn't rhyme, but this is something up with which I will not put. Can I get a rim shot? Really? I was hoping for a rim shot.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
Also, technically, Mounds does have nuts because coconuts are nuts. Am I right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but you actually are. We when I brought that up, you went into your usual reaction when it comes to coconut.
Okay, you guys, tomorrow I'm gonna do that thing where you name things that other people like that you don't like.
Yeah.
Coconut is one of those things.
She doesn't like
coconut. I think was sent from Satan to stick in my teeth, and I like it. I also don't like sunlight or summer or cruises. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but coconut is definitely at the top of that list.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, we're going to move on to a segment that we call Not the News. No, it's not the news. It's not the news. So don't watch the news. The news going to give you blues. So don't watch the news. Just listen to this. So, in our first news story, apparently the coronavirus did what RICO laws and even Rudy Giuliani could not accomplish in New York. Apparently, it's taking down the mafia. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what Cuomo would have to say about that. I mean, do you want to do the impression?
Do I want to do my Cuomo impression? No.
Try it out.
No.
Yeah. Apparently, all it took was one little virus to shut down all the OTBs and off-track betting and all the hand-to-hand paper because everyone's so paranoid about the virus. So take that. Al Capone. I was
going to say it was taxes that got Al Capone. I was saying that the mafia's always fronting about how all they do is waste management. So maybe now's the time to actually give it a try.
Exactly.
Right? Also, some strippers apparently, because their craft trade is suffering right now, started a food delivery service.
No, I mean that's cool. They my punchline for that, I see these news stories and I'm like, I read a punchline off the top of my head, and the punchline that I wrote was, because they already have every antibody known to man just from going to work. I know, thank you, thank you.
Also, and my punchline was, okay, we'll go head to head here.
Wasn't that funny?
My punchline was, somebody's got to pay them to keep pretending that they're putting themselves through college, right?
Okay, which one was funnier?
I don't know.
You
guys vote.
You vote.
All of a sudden, we've transformed into a fucking morning zoo.
I know, we are the morning zoo.
Also,
we need that, the horn.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up? Apparently, police in Beverly Hills recovered a stolen SUV with 192 rolls of toilet paper found in it. The insurance claim was actually just filed for the toilet paper. Okay. There we go.
My punchline for that one was, wow, what a shitty crime.
Yeah. Boom.
Come on.
Blow it up.
Come
Blow it
on.
up. Yeah.
Come on.
All right. Who is with us on the fine broadcast tonight?
Let's see. Oh, Bob West says, no sunlight or summer. Do you also hate garlic? Bob, I'm allergic to garlic.
She's allergic to
I'm an actual vampire person.
Yeah. You should wear darker lipstick, maybe, just to kind of let people know.
Oh my God. The other night, someone said, oh, Lori's actually wearing makeup. Listen, people, I'm always wearing makeup.
Who the fuck said that?
If I didn't wear makeup, you would be able to see through my skin. I am like a person with transparent eyelashes. That's what's happening with me.
She's very, very beautiful. Does not need makeup.
Oh, my God. Okay, thank you. Brandon and Julie are here.
Brandon and Julie. Hello, friends.
Hi, Julie. Carrie's here. She says, turn it up.
Turn what up?
The sound effects. The sound
effects. Yeah. We'll get to that tomorrow, Carrie. Don't you worry. I can't deal with that tonight.
No, we can't. Yeah. We spent too much time trying to learn all the music. Eric Atwood is here. I think he got the drinks, and now he's here.
All right, cool.
So, Bob, why you gotta do me like that? He says he's leaning towards the paying for college punchline.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Fine.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Bob.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
The check is in the mail. All right,
I thought we were friends.
So now I'm going to introduce tonight's segment.
Mary's here too.
Oh,
Hi,
hello, Mary. I'm so glad it's always nice to see that Mary's with us on the broadcast. So I'm going to introduce tonight's segment right now.
Okay, here we go.
And I will warn you that I'm going to say some things that you will vehemently disagree with. So can we just agree right off the bat that this is what is coming? We are playing a game called Name the Greatest American Rock Band. Once again, name the greatest American rock band. So, if we were saying name the greatest band, it's obviously the Beatles, hands down, right? If we were saying name the greatest rock band, it's obviously Led Zeppelin. Okay,
right.
So we're talking greatest American rock band. And here's
we did this as a thread on both of our Facebooks, and it became so heated that on my Facebook, it was like 100, so far, it's 150 comments with people like, if I see you on a crowded room, like on a crowded street, you better get on the side of the street because I don't like that version of Van Halen. Like people were heated.
People were coming to virtual blows.
Some of the things that we're going to say are going to offend you.
This is going to be tough sledding tonight. Just stick with us. Yeah. And I promise you, we've planned entertainment for you.
It's an all-music episode.
We're all going to be together at the end of this. Okay. Yeah. So here are the stipulations. Greatest American rock band. So it has to be a band. No solo artists. It cannot be an artist and the so-and-sos, because that is not a band. So therefore, no Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. They're disqualified.
I object already to this
I know you
rule.
do, but listen, I didn't make the rules, only I did.
Only you made the rules.
And importantly...
He's eliminated Tom Petty.
And I've eliminated Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, my God.
Because, the E Street Band does not exist.
It's his game.
It's not the E Street Band. It's Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Please, direct all of your hate mail to me, okay? I can take it. I'm ready
I'm going to read because this is on my Facebook right here, so...
Yeah.
I'm going to read your email address so that people can just start directing it all at you.
Fair.
Okay?
Fair.
But also, you know what? If you didn't see my thread on Facebook, please weigh in right now.
I was going to say, now is the time to weigh in.
What is your favorite American rock band?
Also...
Here we go.
It's got to rock, okay?
Got to be electric guitar out.
Got to be straight up guitar-driven rock only. A couple other criteria to consider. Depth of catalog matters if they've cranked out a lot of music over the years.
Right.
Also, longevity. Will their music be listened to in 50 years, for example? So, put your choice into the comment section, please. Lori and I are simply now going to weigh in with our opinions, which, again, pretty much all of you are... It's going to piss pretty much all of you off at some point. So, here are some top contenders from our listings today. 1, Van Halen. Now, that is at the top of my list, but near the top of my list, maybe like the top 5. But definitely the David Lee Roth Van Halen version. But you have a different take on that.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, the David Lee Roth Van Halen is the best Van Halen.
Only Van Halen.
I personally have a big soft spot for the Sammy Hagar Van Halen. And I know everybody is going to be... This is a very divisive issue. Perhaps even more than politics. I just like them. They have the big rock sound that I remember from high school. I used to have this cool friend named Stacy Burns in high school. And she listened to Van Halen, the Sammy Hagar Van Halen, and we used to ride around in her Trans Am.
All you gotta say is
Stacy Burns.
Stacy Burns.
Yeah. So, So anyway, I like the other Van Halen, but to me, David Lee Roth is more of like a rock and roll clown, and if I had to boil him down to one sentence, I would say, boozy bop, zitty bop.
Reach down in between my legs, ease the feedback.
And I always expect him, he's like right on the verge to me between rock band and jazz hands. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so then also,
Sorry.
let's see, Pearl Jam was on the list. Of course, they started out as a quote-unquote
They got
grunge
so many
band.
votes.
Yeah, but now they're pretty much straight-up rock now, right?
Yeah, okay, here we go.
At home, grown pictures of mountain tops with the mountaintop, lemon Yellowstone, all reason to be.
Somebody said Fish. I say no. Just no.
Oh my God, we're 4 minutes into this bit and I already got a "You Are Dead to Me."
Okay, good, excellent. We're firing on all cylinders.
No.
Okay, Nirvana. A few people mentioned Nirvana. I think of them as too much of a hyphenate. There are too many genres at once. There's grunge, there's punk, there's pop. I don't think of them as rock, and more importantly, I don't think Kurt Cobain thought of them as rock either.
Exactly right. Yeah. And that was my endodontist who said that. So, all right.
White Stripes. That's just Jack White. And also, per Jim Malloy, and we're going to win you back here, I agree with you. They didn't have a bass player, so therefore, they're not a proper rock band. And unfortunately, that also eliminates Sleater Kinney. And we did notice a dearth of female, either female-fronted or all-female rock bands. So let's give a shout-out to Heart Rocks. Also, the Runaways.
The Runaways.
Lita Ford and Joan Jett.
That's right.
The Beach Boys, somebody mentioned, but did they ever rock?
Ooh,
like, ever?
I have a real issue with the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think they rock. And secondly, I think that they sing this like sweet, melodic, harmonizing thing, but there's a real darkness under there, and I don't like it. It creeps me out. And even before I heard about the whole mental illness aspect, I was like, no, something wrong with that.
No. Brian Wilson may be singing about good vibrations, but he's thinking about child abuse. Wait, where is it? Shit. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Hang on. Oh, where's it? There we go. All right.
I wasn't even fast enough. I was trying to get the seltzer to not come out my nose.
Somebody mentioned the Doors. They, for my purposes, are a performance art band. As my friend Corey likes to say, they're an average bar band singing about doom. Plus, I think the very presence of Ray Manzarek is disqualifying.
I feel like Ray Manzarek belongs in last night's episode where he's writing jingles for commercials.
Somebody mentioned Allman Brothers. That's fine. Most people think of them as Southern rock, but I mean that's a very, very deeply American rock form. Also I toss Skynyrd in there. I don't know if they're the greatest, but I mean they gave us Freebird. So
Skynyrd was my idea.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you were okay. What about Bon Jovi? You guys, how are we on Jovi?
You know what? What has Bon Jovi done for me lately?
They may be on the Human Jukebox tour at
Have
this point.
they done? No, I mean, if you're a Bon Jovi fan, I loved them when I was in 9th grade or 8th grade. But have they put out an album recently?
No, but I don't think you have to keep putting out albums in order to be considered a great rock band.
Also, I know the whole band, there's a whole band, but technically it's named after Bon Jovi, so doesn't that mean it's like, it could be like Tom Petty? Because it's Bon Jovi and the Bon Jovis?
It's not John Bon Jovi and the mullet heads. Johnny got a 6-string and hock. You know, say, you know we made it talk so tough. Oh, so tough. You gotta hold on to what you got. Gotta make a difference, make a better or not. Got each other, that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer.
Wow.
I think that's a great song. I do.
Eric Atwood, thank you for playing, but yeah. Rush is Canadian.
Rush is Canadian. Disqualified. Okay, so we had some votes for Grateful Dead. My problem with the Grateful Dead is not that they don't belong in the canon. They absolutely do. I've just never heard a song of theirs that rocks. I'm sorry. It's like I think of like China Cat, Sunflower, and Drums in Space and shit like that.
Yeah,
they don't rock for me.
I like the Grateful Dead, and you're right. They have played more live shows, and there was a debate about the Grateful Dead. You're not wrong about a few of the points, right? Like they have produced a lot of songs. They've never had a lot of hits, but that's still okay.
They only had one top 40 hit. It was A Touch of Grey, 1986.
Yeah, my problem is that you don't get the big like would you put any of the Grateful Dead songs into a running playlist where you were like
yeah,
no,
okay.
you wouldn't. It's like
that's a really, really good point. Lester Bangs, I think, he was a rock critic.
He made a running playlist.
Yes, Lester Bangs never ran anywhere. I can guarantee that. But he basically believed that rock and roll was an energy, and I don't think the Grateful Dead had that energy.
And listen, I love a Grateful Dead. Don't get me wrong.
So Velvet Underground is on the list. I would say that the Velvet Underground are the most influential rock band. Punk, post-punk, indie, none of that happens without the Velvets. GNR, Guns N' Roses, they definitely bombed, but they only had one great album. It is a great album. It is a masterpiece of an album, and it's only one.
And that album, we told Alexa, oh my God, she's going to wake up. We told her to play rock and roll just so we could double check our own list, and she played some GNR, which oh my God, Sweet Child of Mine.
She got eyes of the blue.
1986, man, but that people will be playing that album for 30 more years.
Agreed.
It's so good.
Foo Fighters got a few votes, and the reason why I think
didn't they get more votes?
I don't know, and I think the thing that is curious about the Foo Fighters and why they definitely deserve your consideration is because they're one of the only bands left that is still actually interested in rock. They play, pure, straight ahead rock and roll, rock. Same thing with Queens of the Stone Age. And you went to high school with Queens of the Stone Age.
I did. Is there anybody here from the desert? Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Hop on.
Oh, Alona's here. Alona, did you see the episode where we totally called out Mondo's amazing Tiger King costume? Because you should go back and watch that.
Go watch that.
We declared him Tiger King.
Tiger King.
So the question is, what was it like to grow up with Queens of the Stone Age?
Well, and the question is, because you went to actually go see them at those quote-unquote generator parties out in the middle of the desert, and did you sense at the time that there was something really cool going on and that these guys were going places, or was it just this is normal, this is what we do on a Friday night?
I wish I was one of those people oh yeah, we knew there was something, man, because then I could be in a documentary about that. But apparently, I didn't see it coming. I don't know. It just seemed like normal stuff to me. It was really cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was like we grew up in on an island or in a bubble, and nothing seemed that unusual.
There you go. I mean, it's like anybody's childhood, right?
People, like anybody. Yeah. What? Didn't you have bands that played in your?
It was us, and we sucked.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Our bands didn't suck. They were great. We had so many good bands, and I started going to see Kaya's shows when Alona, when you say no, do you mean no, you didn't see Queens of the Stone Age coming?
Be specific.
No, you're horrified that we featured your husband in the last two shows.
Well, in any event.
Yeah. No, it's true. They were good. They were great, but I don't know. I felt like they were a regular band that you go see in high school.
There you go. Jim Malloy, who is on the fine broadcast with us, mentioned Creedence, Clearwater Revival, and Los Lobos. Solid choices, quintessential American bands. Jane's Addiction is on my list. I find Jane's Addiction to be a fascinating hybrid. They have elements of punk with Perry and Eric Avery, a lot of tribal shit going on with the drums, Stephen Perkins, and just like a straight-up metal guitarist and Dave Navarro.
I love Jane's Addiction.
I honestly worked in rehearsal. Metallica came up. I think that is fair, although I will say that I would only consider everything after the Black Album, everything after Enter Sandman, to be rock. Everything before is speed metal. They invented that shit, right? It's like... Okay, that one I pulled off, all right? I think
that was good stuff.
Now,
but I also feel like Metallica is more angry, whereas rock is more, inclusive. They want you to rock too. Metallica wants to kick you.
Paul Stanley wants you to rock.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley needs you to rock.
Yeah.
So now we come to a band that I have a great deal of difficulty with, and that is the Eagles.
Oh boy.
In my opinion, the Eagles are like the McDonald's of rock, right? They are known the world over. They put out a reliable, generic product, and they are utterly lacking in nutritional value. Plus, they do not rock. They have never rocked. They belong in the easy listening bin forever. Again, Dad, please, direct your hate mail to STEPHANCOX.
Right after the show's over, Jim Cox is going to call us up and yell about the Eagles.
There are a couple front runners here. Wilco made the list. Wilco's an interesting choice.
Wilco is one of my favorite bands, but I don't know if I would call them rock.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, they were just talking about this. We played Wilco now on Alexa for 30 minutes and not one really rocking song came up. We were like, we would put this in the sad bastard category.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
really.
it kind of depends on where Jeff's dosage is.
That's
that
right.
day,
That's right. Jeff does what he wants, and we've seen him in concert a few times, and still, you don't know what you're going to get. You could get a Sky Blue Sky, which is very sad with the Nels Klein on there, and or you could get a, Star Wars or, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
Or Wilco, the album
exactly.
Wilco by Wilco.
So listen, I'm a fan. Wilco for life, but I don't know.
So my pick, and while I mention my pick, we're going to get our guest on a stick ready here. Just hit the FaceTime.
Okay.
My pick is, my final three are Wilco, Van Halen, but my final pick, and very few people chose this band, is Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're my favorite band, but it's because they definitely meet all the criteria, right? They have a catalog of hits. People will be listening to Dream On for at least 50 years or more. Every single member is American.
Right.
They are a band. They are not Steven Tyler and the Aerosmiths, and they most definitely rock. So,
right.
All right.
And even if you happen upon like a Dream On, that's supposed to be a slow song, right? Still builds to a rocking finish, right? So I don't know. I just feel like they don't have a song that you would categorize as like sad bastard rock.
I just noticed my very good friend, my oldest friend, Jack Meyenberg, is on the broadcast, and he mentioned the Stooges.
Oh, that's a good one.
I will say that the Stooges, as far as I'm concerned, are really one of the most important bands in all of rock and roll. And I will just ask you, Jack. Jack's favorite artist is John Williams, who composed all of the... It's true. He'll tell you himself. I'm not calling him out.
It's true.
And I'm like, how did you know about the Stooges?
Rock's not even his bag.
It
all
isn't.
Right.
All right, so it is time.
Let's
do
do
this.
Stick?
Yeah.
All right.
Here, I'll give you this, and then, of
Famous
course...
rock photographer.
Yes.
Kevin Estrada.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Do-do-do.
No guitar?
Oh, right.
No,
Yeah, I was
you were
going to do it on
guitar.
guitar. Okay, yeah. So what we get him on, yeah. Okay, so here we go.
We're so organized.
Hey, everybody. It's Guest on a Stick.
Oh, my gosh. Hi.
It's time for Guest on a Stick. You're going to be amazed at the story Kevin tells. He has got in the middle of a fight between Morrissey and The Cure. It's Kevin Estrada. He's a rock photographer. Are you ready? Ready for a Guest on a Stick? Yeah!
He's coming closer and closer.
Kevin!
Kevin!
What's up, my brother? How the hell are you, man?
We're creeping you up over here.
Okay, before we get started, actually, while Lori is setting that up,
I'm setting it up.
I'm
terrible
show people
at
a
setting
couple
this thing up.
of examples of your work. This is Kevin's shot of the Beastie Boys here on stage, and then people who have come to our house will know this shot here of Mr. Cobain. Kevin is...
That's in our hallway.
Yeah, Kevin is...
That's the Beasties, yeah.
Extraordinary rock photographer. We have known each other probably for more years than we care to count.
100 years.
Yeah,
Did you hear Kevin? He said, that stick hurts.
Yeah, we'll be gentle.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. So, first of all, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure this out, like where to look and where to see you.
Well, I'm over here. Yeah, it's...
I should have done better drugs before this.
We all should have done better drugs. Yeah, I definitely should have taken a hit of something.
All right.
So, like you and I have known each other since, I want to say like 1989. And like at some point you started getting into rock photography. And I want to say that it happened kind of gradually because I don't remember a specific turning point because we both worked in the music industry after college.
I was shooting rock bands when I was, at the end of elementary school, junior high school.
No kidding. Well, so who were you shooting back then?
Back then that's when I really started. I was taking my camera into Van Halen shows, the real Van Halen, Lori.
Whatever. I thought we were friends.
Cheers, my brother. Cheers. Here's to you. Yeah.
So I was a big Van Halen fan growing up. Right here on my wall there.
Outstanding.
So I'd take my camera into those shows, Motley Crue and, whoever. And then, I figured I needed more practice because I was having a hard time getting into those shows. So I started shooting local bands. The local bands at that time were Motley Crue and Rat and Wasp and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because you grew up in L.A.
So by the time I met you in 89-ish, 90, I was already shooting for Cream Magazine because I got discovered by Cream in like 88, 89.
I had no idea you started that early. That's insane, man. That is so cool. Well, so just give me like a ballpark figure. How many bands do you think you've shot over the course of your career?
I just put a list together. And and I wish you told me that. I would have counted them because I'm talking to a publisher about possibly doing a book, and I tried to put together a list of all the bands that I've shot, which I know I'm forgetting handfuls, but I don't know. It was like crazy, like 20 pages long, so a lot of bands. I don't know.
Well, so I know
that sounds like a quarantine project.
Exactly. Yeah, you got a quarantine project on your hands, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that you mentioned Motley Crue, and I can't believe that you shot Motley Crue and lived. So what was that shoot like?
Well, when I first shot them, they were at the club, so they were just, they were normal people, just kind of out of control. But, later on, I hooked up with them and actually shot them legitimately. I wasn't sneaking my camera in or shooting them in a club. So, I was traveling with them. I was living with them in rehearsals, and it got to the point where it was just normal, to be in the studio at 3 a.m. I'm laying on one sofa, and he's on the other sofa. And there's a table between us with drinks and whatever, and we're both kind of sleep watching Cops. It's like 2:33 in the morning, and Nikki gets up. I don't know if you can see me. Hold on, let me move this camera. So Nikki would get up, and he's kind of like stretching. And he gives me a look, like, "You doing all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing good." And he gets up, goes to the corner of the room. We're like in the green room, kind of like in the lobby or whatever, the little band guest rooms there. And he gets up, goes in the corner, and there's a big potted plant there, and just starts pissing in the plant right there.
Gross.
And then just comes back and lays down and goes back to sleep.
So Kevin, I got to tell you, that is not that different from the apartment that Brett and I shared back when we were in band together. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like normal. It's a normal way of life.
Kevin, did that plant die?
Yeah, I'm sure it died on impact. Yeah.
I think they sold it on eBay for some big money.
Gross. I also want to ask you about Johnny Cash, because I know that you did a Johnny Cash shoot, and it was kind of near the end of his days. What was that like, man?
It was pretty awesome because, the first time I worked with Johnny Cash, I thought it was going to be the only time. So it was when he had just hooked up with Rick Rubin and kind of was making his big comeback.
Yeah.
And he did the show in Austin, and I flew out to Austin. And, I photographed the show. And I seriously thought, like, wow, this is just groundbreaking. Johnny Cash, I'm never going to see this guy again. So after that, Beck had played a show down the street, and Beck came and caught the end of the Johnny Cash show. And I was hanging out with Johnny Cash after the show, and Beck comes to me and he says, "Hey, can you take a picture of me with Johnny Cash?" And I said, "Well, I guess." And Beck says, "If you take a picture of me with Johnny Cash, I'll take a picture of you with Johnny Cash." And I never really take pictures with anybody, but so I took the picture of Beck with Johnny Cash, and then Beck took my camera and took the picture of me with Johnny Cash. And it's like one of my favorite photos ever.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That is
I would have never thought of documenting that. But then in 96, I think it was 96, I get a call. I had just done a shoot with, I forget her name. Anyway, I was driving home from another photo shoot, and I get a call, and it's like 10:30 at night, and they say, "Kevin, can you go into the studio with Johnny Cash right now?" And I'm like, "Wow, yes, I can." So I turned around, went and bought some film in the middle of the night. This place had stayed open till midnight. Rushed to the studio, and I walk in, and there's Johnny Cash, and there's Rick Rubin, but his band was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I photographed that, and again, I thought, this is just amazing. I got to work with Johnny Cash. So I'm walking out, and Johnny comes over and says, "I want you to come back tomorrow." So I got to come back the next day and work with him. And then on that last day, I'm walking out, and Johnny says, "I want you to come over tomorrow and have dinner."
Oh my God.
Man.
That is awesome, man.
And he was like he was the real deal. Like, he's that guy, that warm guy that just kind of like takes you in his arms, and you just feel that magic and that love. And I saw him be inspired and write lyrics right there, and go in the vocal booth and take me in the vocal booth and adjust the lights so I could shout and record right there. Like,
oh my
the
God.
spur of the moment.
Wow.
It was just
I'm getting chills, man. That's incredible. That is so cool. I had no idea that you had shot him more than once. That is just awesome. And I'm also really happy to hear that he was just as wonderful as we all want him to have been,
Yeah, me too. I was like, I would have been bummed. Like, when I met Robert Plant, like, he was the biggest, like, douche ever. And I was so, like...
Oh, wow, it's inside scoop.
I couldn't even listen to Led Zeppelin for, like, 8 months, and I love Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
but,
man.
like, he just, like, crushed me, and I couldn't listen to it.
I don't know if I want you to go any further.
I don't remember laughter anymore after meeting Robert Plant.
It's going to ruin it for me too. You almost got into a fist fight with Flea at one point of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What happened there?
Not almost. I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I did. It was a show at the Palace, and it was Jane's Addiction, the Chili Peppers, Thelonious Monster, and Fishbone.
Oh, Thelonious Monster. Oh my God, that takes me back.
Ooh, that's right.
And so there was no barricade for me to photograph in, and I was shooting for Jane's Addiction then. And so Jane said, "Hey, we want you to shoot on the stage, and you can shoot the Chili Peppers on the stage too." So they said, just find a spot on the stage left and stand there and shoot. So I shot Jane's, and then the Chili Peppers come out, and I'm on stage left, right and Flea was playing stage left that night. And so I'm shooting, and Flea's kind of going crazy, all this, and then he bumps into me a couple of times, and I know he's just going nuts, doing his thing, and then he bumps into me again, and then this time he kicks me in the chest.
Whoa.
And then again, he comes over and just kicks me again, like 3 more times throughout the night. So after the show, I'm in the dressing room with Jane's Addiction, and then Flea comes in here and he goes, "There he is!" And Flea jumps me and starts strangling me.
Wow.
So I throw him against the wall, and so we're throwing blows. And I tear his shirt. And we're going crazy, and Dave Navarro had to break us up.
Hang on, Flea was wearing a shirt. Flea never wears a shirt.
Yeah, he came. That is rare. You're right. I never thought about that, but he came into the dressing room wearing a white T-shirt. So
Okay.
He must have put that in after.
Yep.
I never thought about that. But anyway, I tore his shirt, and he was pissed I tore his shirt. But anyway, yeah, he swore that I was on there trying to hit his bass or screw him up during the set. And so he was, trying to kick me off of the stage, physically kick me off the stage.
So we have learned so far that Johnny Cash, awesome, Robert Plant, and Flea suck. Yeah, so we know that.
Oh, you know what? Flea doesn't suck. Because just I photographed him a few times over the years, and I did a 3-day shoot with them at one point, and we kind of kept our distance. We weren't rude to each other. We just kept our distance. But then last year, I worked with him again, and he gave me the biggest hug, apologized, and said, "I was a different person back then. I'm sorry about all that." And he was the coolest guy. So we're friends again.
Okay, good. Well, that makes me happier.
Who won the fight, though?
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you call it a draw?
I think it was a fight. It was more of like a strangle each other and see who could throw each other harder against the wall. I did slam him really hard against the wall at one point.
All right, so you got your shot in. Very nice. So listen, I don't want to take up too much more of your Friday night, but this is just tremendous.
Nothing to do with the virus.
I will ask you one thing that you told me about that I honestly have no context for at all. You told me that you were in the middle of a feud between Morrissey and The Cure.
That's the one I want to hear.
What the fuck happened there, dude?
So, okay, I was doing a photo session with Morrissey and his band. I did portraits of Morrissey and then did Morrissey just, solo. So after I did Morrissey's photos, we kind of started talking. And Morrissey is the real deal, what you think Morrissey would be.
How do you mean?
He's very regal. He's it's like being in the room with like the Prince of England. He walks in the room and
that sounds about right.
And he's kind of comes in very, very regal. He's very regal, and even the way he speaks, So he started, just doing small talk with me, and he said, "So, what else are you working on? What else do you have coming on?" And I said, "Oh, I'm leaving tomorrow to London to work with The Cure for a few weeks." And he says, "Oh, The Cure with Robert, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "You know about Robert and I, right?" And I said, "No, what?" He says, "Oh, it's dreadful. It's a huge feud, Robert and I." And he says, the press loves talking about this feud. But you know what I say about the feud?" And I said, "What?" And he says, "It's not real. It's all make-believe. You tell Robert I said hello." He says, "Even though I've never met the man, say hello and give him my love." I said, "Okay." He says, "Now you make sure you say hello to him." I said, "Okay." So I fly to London. I'm working with The Cure. And maybe in day 2, day 3, or whatever, I'm talking with Roger. He's the keyboard player in The Cure. And Roger asked me, "Oh, so what have you been? Kev, all the English call me Kev. Kev, what have you been working on? What have you been shooting lately?" And I said, "Oh, I just shot Morrissey before I came here." And he says, "Morrissey, you shot Morrissey?" I said, "Yes." And he says, "Did he say anything about us? Anything about Robert?" And I said, "Well, actually, yeah, he said to say hello to Robert, even though he's never met him." And he says, "That's right, he's never met Robert." And he says, "What else did he say?" I said, "He said to say hello and to give him his love." And he said, "Have you told Robert? Have you told Robert?" And I said, "No, I haven't told him yet." "You make sure you tell him. You make sure you tell him tonight." So he makes me write it down on a Post-it note and put it on Robert's laptop. So we were in the studio. So in the daytime, the band would record, and then Robert would come in at night, and he's like a vampire, just works all night.
That sounds right.
So I left a Post-it note on Robert's computer, because the first thing he would do is come in and open his laptop. So on the computer it said, "Ask Kevin about Morrissey."
Oh my God, you're being set up. I can feel it.
Yeah, exactly. So at about 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, Robert comes cruising in, and I'm on the other side of the studio in the recording room, and Robert goes to his laptop and sees this Post-it note, and comes over to me holding the note. Kev, he just shows me that. And I said, "Oh yeah," I said, I was working with Morrissey in LA, and he said to say hello to you. And he said he's never met you. He said to say hello and to send you his best and send his love. And Robert sits back. "What else did he say?" And I said, "Well, he said there was like a feud going on, but the feud was just make-believe." He says, "Oh, he thinks it's make-believe, does he?" And I said, "Yeah." He says it's just the press making it up. "What else did he say?" I said, "That's about it. That's really it." And I forgot to say this, that Morrissey also said that the press said that, and that Morrissey said in the press that Robert was not real, like not the same person he is on stage.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, so Robert says, "Do you want to know the real story, Kev?" And I said, "Sure." And he says, so Robert tells me that at one point Melody Maker did an interview with Morrissey when Morrissey broke away from the Smiths and put out his first record or two. And, everybody believed in Morrissey as a solo artist, and the Smiths were behind him. So they kind of set Morrissey up. They said, "Okay, now that the Smiths are behind you, if Robert Smith and Patti Smith were standing in front of you, and you had a gun with one bullet, which Smith would you shoot and which would you let live?" And so Morrissey said that he would line them up together with Robert in the front, put the gun to his head, and hope that the bullet went through Robert's head and also into Patti Smith's head.
Wow.
Great.
Okay. All right.
And that he said that the reason that he chose that was because Robert wasn't the same person on and off stage, and that that he was a soccer watching, a beer drinking football fanatic. That's what he said. And so Robert's sitting there at the recording, the board, whatever, the recording booth.
Right, yeah.
And he's got this huge pint of beer, dark beer, that he loves to drink beer. And he's drinking this beer, and he says, "Can you believe that, Kev?" And he's got the soccer game on.
Uh-huh.
He called me a beer-drinking football fanatic, and just drinking his beer. So Morrissey was like dead on with this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So very, very off-brand for Robert Smith. I wouldn't have expected that.
Kevin, it's so ironic that you told that story, because one of our watchers has the perfect idea for your new book title. The title is "I Shot Johnny Cash."
Yeah.
I did shoot him.
Under consideration. Put it under consideration. Okay, before we let you go, what is, and I know this already, but go ahead and tell us, what is your vote for greatest American rock band?
I thought about that, and Lori, and my number one is Van Halen. All the way Van Halen, David Lee Roth Van Halen. That was my band that changed my life growing up. But there are some that I'd like to mention as right behind. I wrote a couple down. Okay, Jane's Addiction, obviously.
Sure.
Yes.
Creedence Clearwater Revival, I think, is just phenomenal. Their catalog is just unbelievable.
Jim Malloy is smiling right now. He agrees with you.
Like, Fogerty just like vomits hit after hit. It's unbelievable. So yeah, Creedence, Soundgarden, I thought was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Soundgarden should be worth mentioning, and
one.
also a great American band that started off as an Irish band, but by the time the Joshua Tree tour was done, U2 was pretty much an American band, so maybe U2.
All right, man. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that one. But Kevin, it's so good to talk to you, my brother. I really appreciate it. We're gonna send people over to your site to check out your photography, which I really love. We hang it in our home. I advise people to do the same.
You can get it for your house too.
Yeah. Please be healthy, safe. Give my love to Rosie, all that good stuff. And thanks for being our guest on a stick.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye, Kevin.
See ya.
Love you.
Love you, man.
Love you, Kevin.
See you, man.
Bye.
Oh my God. There we go. Little rock and roll history for you, folks.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Guest on a stick.
Love that.
You gonna play him out?
I think I'm gonna play him out.
Okay.
You guys, I thought I would just do this on the Gitbox tonight. Yeah, because that seems to be the theme of the whole. Hey, everybody, have you heard the news? It's the only show tonight. Shooting the shit with Lori and Steph, and it's gonna be out of sight. Talking about COVID and being shut in. We're bitching about slang and MacGyvering. Hey, everybody, it's Stephen and Lori tonight. Yeah. Big rock sound. And we have to reveal the winner.
This is our big reveal.
Yeah.
It pains us to say this, but I took a tally.
Yeah.
Here were the totals. I mean, a bunch of bands got one vote, but in third place, Pearl Jam.
Okay.
In second place, Wilco.
Okay.
And in first place for the greatest American rock band of all time.
No, I know where it's going. I know this is going.
The Eagles. Voted on by all of you.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, my dad put a check in the mail. So you guys should be receiving it shortly.
It was so funny because every time we mentioned the Eagles during this meeting for this show, he was like, no. And then the Eagles got the most votes.
Oh, you guys, you people, we're just going to have to
prove us wrong,
agree
right?
to disagree. But we love you all. Thank you guys for joining us on the big show tonight. Tomorrow, we are going to be discussing things that you don't like that everybody else likes. And I'll just give you a preview. Mine is Game of Thrones. So we're going to start a thread. Participate in that. We love you all. Thank you guys so much. Be safe, social distancing, stay healthy, wash your hands, all that bullshit. All right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.